You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Let's take a comfortable reclined position down on your back, lying down on your mat, and we're going to take our yoni mudra. So our yoni mudra is with the thumb connected and the index fingers connected. So you're making a triangle with the fingers, and then we place that just down really below the navel. So the fingertips point downwards, and then the thumbs are loosely connected, and try to relax the elbows down the side so you can spread the shoulder blades underneath you. And here with the feet, you can either choose soles of the feet on the floor with the knees bent, or soles of the feet together into butterfly. But because this is a Muladhara practice, it is going back to our root. This is a lot of focus onto the feet, the ankles, and the legs. So maybe closing the eyes or taking a soft gaze, always your choice. And particularly when you're lying down at the beginning of a practice, it might be a good idea to just stare at something that's, above you with a soft gaze. Try not to be too relaxed here, but allow your mind to settle from outside thoughts, and allow your body to feel held and supported underneath you. And begin to take note of your breathing, the rhythm of your breath, breathing in and out, samavriti, equal breath. You breathe in from the root, up the spine, feeling the mat underneath your spine, and you breathe out downwards, down to the root. And down towards your hands, down towards your fingertips, and down towards that yoni mudra. And as we enter a new month, a new theme, Muladhara, the root chakra, our practice today will put emphasis on working through the feet, ankles, legs, to build a strong and stable practice and strength in our body home. And as you breathe, just begin to trust. Trust in you. Take a long, slow breath into your hands. And exhale fully and completely. Let the weight of your body and of your bones drop to the floor. Continue to breathe into your hands. Each breath sustains you and teaches you to thrive. Each breath is a reminder that you have all you need right now. Breathe into your body with love and respect. This body This life you have created is your forever home. It is your refuge, your personal oasis in times of need. And go inside. Take your focus inwards to a place that feels stable, solid, and unmoving. A place where you feel at ease and protected. Sense its location, its color, and its shape. And take your breath to this place. This is your safe haven. This place within is your anchor. It is patient and silent and always there. Take a few more breaths into this refuge. And know that you can return there at any time you need. Maybe you wish to draw into an intention for practice today. Being grounded, balanced, stable and steady. Nice and slowly taking your mudra away from the body and just releasing the hands back behind you into cactus. So the back of the hands come down, elbows are nicely relaxed and bent, and just feel that the shoulder blades are really spreading out underneath you even further. If the backs of the hands don't quite come down to the mat, maybe just release the elbows back a little bit towards the rib cage and take the fingertips a little bit further out to the sides. Take note of your head, your face, and your neck. Now take the focus down towards the root, towards the Muladhara chakra, the area right at the base of the spine, the root chakra. Around the pelvis area, try to relax into the glutes and try to relax the legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the tops of the feet, and now particularly the toes. Start to bring movement back into the toes. So just lifting the big toe, the little toes, all of the other toes away from the mat. And feel the sole of your foot, the ball, the outer edge by the little toe, and the heel all still connected. And then start to lift the whole foot away from the mat, bending through the ankle, so you're gently flexing into the ankle and just resting on the heel. Drawing the toes up towards the sky. And then gently and slowly start to roll the foot down, the arch, the ball, and the toes. Gently draw those toes up once more, flexion into the ankle. Notice what happens in the rest of the leg. The calves might engage, back of hamstrings, glutes, and gently roll the feet down. Releasing the toes to the mat. Last time, lifting the toes up. And then taking your abdomen back towards your spine in towards the mat. Make sure that you are stable here into the body. Start to slowly slide the heels out. If you have a grippy mat, that's a bit hard, but if you can, slide the heels out, keeping the toes lifted, ankles bent, and stretch through the sole of the foot all the way down to the end of the mat. And now gently release. Give the feet a little wiggle from side to side. Roll the ankle, left and right. And then that comes into the legs, it comes into the calves, the knees, the thighs. And you can release the hands down by the side of the body. And then gently draw the knees in towards the chest. Hands come underneath the calves here, maybe holding on to the elbows. And then rest the calves on top of the forearms and just roll from side to side through the spine. Try to lengthen the tailbone along the mat, keeping the neck nice and soft, not lifting the chin up towards the sky. So feel the bowl of the pelvis just rolling side to side. And then releasing the arms, take the hands up onto the top of the knees and just guide the knees out to the sides. Gently and slowly start to get some hip mobility in. Circling one way for 3 or 4 circles and then circling inwards for 3 and 4 circles. The last time, we keep those knees out to the side, feet are off the mat, and just use the weight of your hands gently on the inside of your knees and lightly press here. We don't have to force those knees down at all. Spine is long, and just gently press the knees down. Try to breathe into the hips, inner thighs. And then bring those knees back in towards the center and send the legs straight up to the sky. Maybe a soft bend in the back of the knee. Feet are up to the sky. And this is the point where you can look at your feet. So you look at the toes, look at the big toe in relation to all of the other toes, look at the little toe in relation to all of the other toes. Maybe you just had a pedicure. I gave myself one yesterday. A little bit of a pamper. And look at the spaces between the toes. Look at the feet, the tops of the feet. Look at the ankles. And then start to wiggle and just find mobility as you wish. So maybe that's circling through the ankles, maybe that's pointing, flexing, maybe that's spreading the toes. So if you're spreading the toes, you draw the big toes in towards one another and the little toes out to the side. I want you to just explore movement within your own feet, your own ankles. Notice clicks, crunches, grinds, what feels good, what feels nice, pointing, flexing, just getting the feet and ankles moving. Got some standing balances coming up. And then find some stillness. Maybe if the knees are wide, you can bring the knees together, bring the heels and the kind of the bulbous part of the big toes together if you can, and then maybe you straighten through the back of the legs. Take time here, nice deep breath out, and make sure that those ankles are nicely in line with the hips. So they're not coming forward towards the body and they're not leaning away. If the legs aren't straight or together, take a soft bend into the knees. Point the toes up towards the sky, gently turn the toes back towards the face, pressing the soles of the foot up towards the sky. Again, notice engagement through the calves, back of the knees, and back of the hamstrings. Nice and slowly keep one leg where it is and lower the other. So Keep that right leg or left lowering. So what tends to happen is we draw the leg closer towards us, then bring that left or the right leg up, lower the other, keep that leg exactly where it is. So draw the navel in towards the spine, spine in towards the mat. If you need to, bend the knees at this point, lower and scissor split those legs. And last time, right and left. And then bring back into center. Take the knees wide, happy baby here, holding on to the outer sides of your feet. If you can't grab the feet, grab the ankles or the calves. But if you can get all of your fingers wrapped around, that's good. And then roll from side to side and just think about the thighs being nice and wide of the rib cage. Lengthen the tailbone. Feel nice and relaxed through the spine, neck, face. Breathe deeply. And then gently release and roll over to one side. Let's bring ourselves up into a tabletop position. So we've spent a bit of time on warming those feet up, so hopefully they'll be ready for when we do our toe stretches and ankle stretches and things. If you're on a hard surface, pad out the knees underneath you, hands come down, tabletop position. And here, just tuck the toes underneath you. So we're going to go into cow stretch with the toes tucked and cat release the toes. Tops of the feet come down. So tuck the toes for your cow, press into the toe beds, and release. Tops of the feet come down for cat. Twice more. Breathing in, tuck the toes, press into the toe beds. Gently release to the tops of the feet for cat. And last time, come back into neutral. Bring the right foot back behind you, tuck the toes underneath, and you might have a straight or a bent leg here, but gently press back through the heel. So try to spread all the toes out. Neck is long in line with the spine. You're pressing away from the mat. And here you might wish to lift the left arm. So you're pressing into the top left foot, into the left shin, and lifting up away from the kneecap, press into the right palm. Reach away, lift the right leg if you wish. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, curl it in. So stretch away and draw in. Stretch away, draw in. Last time, stretch away and draw in. Left leg goes back, press into the toe beds, repeat the same thing that side, nice long line, all the way from the heel right up to the crown of the head. A few breaths, draw in through the abdomen, lifting that leg up and reach the arm out. Exhale, elbow to knee, stretch out. Exhale, elbow to knee as you come in. Last time. And come back into neutral. Come off the wrists for 1 second as you tuck the toes for a toe stretch underneath you. The further that you bring your weight back, the deeper that stretch is. The weight obviously increases into the toe bed. Sitting nice and tall and gently release through the wrists here. And let's start working with our Mula Bandha. our pelvic floor lock. So we're going to use that as our energetic seal to prevent the loss of the downward force of energy. So come back into your tabletop and start to draw in through the entire pelvic floor area. So a lot of people think it's like a Kegel exercise, but it's actually drawing in the entire area, so sphincter as well. Drawing in, the breath is not held, you're still breathing. The abdomen is engaged, but not crunching. Spinal extensors are working. Still breathing, still holding Mula Bandha. And gently release, let everything go. Pelvic floor lock releases. Draw in. Find the breath. Never holding the breath when a bandha is engaged. We're always still capable of breathing. And gently release. Last time. Draw everything in. Remember, this is to prevent the loss of the downward force of energy, the apana vayu. And gently release. Tuck the toes, bring the hands back towards the knees and press yourself up into a crouch position. So the toes are underneath you. Maybe they're hip width apart. Obviously when they're together, that's much more challenge. And some people, depending on the flexion in their ankles or their legs, maybe the heels come down and they can sit like this. I can't, but some people can. So if you can, that's great. Try not to let the ankles splay out to the sides. Try and engage the muscles into the feet and the ankles. And then maybe the hands come away from the mat as you just come up into an upright position. Takes a bit of work to balance. Now engage Mula Bandha. Okay? Find the breath long through the spine. Mula Bandha engaged. Keeping Mula Bandha engaged, hands come down, feet go wide. Muladhara, Malasana. So now release Mula Bandha as you find the position of Malasana, of your squat. Again, you can always have those heels lifted. You can always sit on a block. Elbows just lightly against the inner knee, hands into the heart, lengthen the spine away, engage Mula Bandha here. Draw in everything. Find the breath. Think about the feet, the toes, the ankles, and work the outer foot. So you're almost rolling the foot back behind you, pushing the heel forward. Nice and slowly release the hands down, lift the hips, heel toe the feet into parallel hip. Looking at your feet, bend the knees and relax the belly over. Take a full forward fold. Take the hands to the elbows. Ganesh, sway here from side to side. Try not to grip through the toes, but rather feel more grounded through the soles of the feet. And then come back into center and let yourself release fully into fold. Your choice here to start lifting the sit bones if you're ready to come into full Uttanasana. Lengthening through the back of the legs nice and slowly as you breathe out. Hands might come down, palms connected to the floor. Relax the head and the neck. Let the head be heavy. This time take the hands underneath the soles of the feet. So you're going to press into the palms, spread the fingers, bring the thumbs into the center of the mat, little fingers to the outer edges, and then lift up. So you're stretching through the back of the wrists here, back of the legs. And nice and slowly release the hands and start to bring yourself up to standing. Take time. Slow roll up. Again, always being aware of your feet and your ankles as you come to standing. So let's stand at the back of your mat. I'm going to come into the center so I can show you what we're doing with our feet. But what we're doing is we're just pressing up to the toe beds, pressing the arch of the foot forward. So trying to increase the stretch in the back of the foot. And what we do is we transfer from one to the other. So as one lowers, one lifts. So it's like a little horsey trot. Okay, so pressing the foot forward and releasing the heel down. I want you to feel every single part of your feet here. Okay? Try and lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Feel like a little horse prancing. Okay, then we go wide. So we take the feet out. So hip width heels. Feet are pointing out, that means the hips are nice and open. You're rolling the thighs back. We do the same thing, so that time we go this way. Again, we're transferring the weight at the same time as we lift the foot. Good. It's a little bit of coordination needed. Now we go a little bit wider. Okay, still toes are going out. Then we bend and transfer. And if you need to, then lower the foot and do the other side. If you can't get them moving at the same time. Try to remain completely stable through the hips and the pelvis. It's just the feet and the legs moving. Okay, go a little bit wider. Okay, press the foot out to the side. And you might start to come down a little bit lower here. Hands can be wherever they need to. So body stays straight. You're just moving the feet and the legs. And release. Lift up, give the legs a shake, heel toe in. Good, how are the feet feeling? All right, take those feet wide. Now, bring yourself down into a deep squat. So bring the arms out to the side. Think about the knees. Are they rolling inwards? So if I were to look at you from the side, wouldn't like to see this or this. If you don't go too deep, drop the hips down, send the knees out to the side. Take a nice squat here. Engage Mula Bandha. Draw up. This is that apana, that downward force of energy. It's going down to the earth. The Muladhara, the Mula Bandha lock stays that. Bend a little deeper. Send the knees out further. Keep the spine nice and long. Push the pelvis forward. Deep stretching through the inner thighs. And then press up through the feet. Okay, take a rest. We're going to do that once more. So lower down, hands might come out to the side. Keep the knees nice and wide. Spine is long, Mula Bandha engaged. Draw everything in. Go a little lower, send the knees out a bit further. Whew. Release the toes. Try not to draw the toes in. Press through the feet. Whoa. Heel toe in. I walked 11 miles yesterday, so my quads are feeling it. Shake the legs. Shake the feet. Good work. Okay. This time, standing at the back of your mat, I'm going to rise up onto the toes. This is your 2-foot balance. Arms might be in front of you. Again, press the tops of the feet forward. Can you bend the knees and lower down into a squat? Send the knees forward. Nice, long spine. And then press through those toe beds. Woo, bring you back up to standing and slowly lower the heels down. Good work. Okay, let's come into a tree pose. Straight away after that balance, right foot comes to thigh, press the foot into the thigh, thigh back into the foot, hands into heart, Mula Bandha engaged for balance. Draw up through the quadricep and the upper knee. Find your drishti. Be strong through that supporting leg, that supporting ankle, and the foot. The foot is working overtime here. And gently release the right foot down. Take the left. Maybe it comes to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. And you can always hold on to something. Press the foot into the thigh and press the thigh back into the foot. Hands just come into the heart. Long spine, navel draws back to spine. Mula Bandha engaged. Quadricep, upper knee engaged. And slowly release the foot down. Take the feet hip width apart, the back of your mat. We inhale the arms up into an upward salute. Press the pelvis forward. Lift out of the lower back. Thumbs press back behind you. And then draw the hands in and start to flat back. Fold forward. Walk the hands out. And come into a bent-legged downward dog from here. Pedal out through the feet. So releasing one heel at a time. Again, taking a look at the feet, really knowing that they're doing all of the work for you today. When you're ready, nice deep exhale. Release both heels together. Chest presses back towards the thighs. Head and neck relax. Neck is long. Try to spread the toes, not grip. Try to release the heels with each exhale. And gently come down to the knees and take a wide leg child's pose here. Knees go wide, big toes come to touch behind you. Release back, hands might come underneath the head or stretching forward. Relax the belly, relax everything here. Just take note of how the feet are responding to some work. And then slowly bring yourself up, tabletop, and right leg comes forward into your low lizard lunge. So let's start with our foot facing forward. So you can use your blocks. Let me grab mine. So placing the blocks by your front foot. Toes are going forward, knee is over the ankle, and start to sink the hips as much as comfortable for you. You can always tuck this back toe, but try to be on the fleshy part of that knee rather than the kneecap. I like to relax the foot so that I can start sinking deeper, keeping the chest nice and lifted, shoulders are rolling back and down, looking forward. Sink a little deeper. Maybe wiggle the foot forward. So you're pushing the hips towards the front heel. If you feel like you want to go a little deeper in lizard, you can come down onto the forearms on the blocks or the forearms down onto the mat. Or the hands can come down to the mat. Try to think of the stability through the pelvis, so we're not dropping through the left hip, we're keeping that left hip lifted. Nice. Now your choice again, you can tuck the back toe, and just as we did in those tabletop positions, you're going to lift the knee away from the mat and start to rock forwards and backwards. So you're pressing through the sole of the foot, coming all the way onto the tiptoes, and then come up onto the blocks or your fingertips or palms. High lizard here, really ground through that front right foot. Open up chest, sink hips deeper. Nice, let's drop that knee, take it back into a half splits. Blocks can come either side of your leg here, draw the toes up. So try not to go too far back behind you, so bringing that hip in line with the knee here. Toes draw up, lengthen the spine, and exhale. Imagine the chin is coming down to the shin, forehead down to toes. Keep drawing the toes up of that right foot, relaxing the toes or pressing the tops of the foot of the left foot into the mat. And then from here, we tuck those toes around behind us, and we start to slide into a side squat. So we're going to come up onto the left foot, right foot maybe straight or bent. Now this left foot might be flat, again, your choices, or onto the tiptoes. Try and find a balance there. So I'm going to come up into this squat. That's it. Yeah, you got it, Monica. Yeah, good. Drawing those toes up. Try not to let the toes roll inwards. Good, deep stretch. Drop the hips. Woo. And nice and slowly release and turn yourself all the way back into that lizard. And then release back, wide leg, child's pose. So the transitions are your feet doing the work. So when we move from the lizard into the half splits and the half splits, coming back into your side squat, remember where your feet are in line with the rest of the joints, so the knee joint and the hip joints. So inhale to tabletop. I'm going to switch to the other side, bringing the left leg forward, foot faces forward, and start dropping the hips forward towards the heels. Spine is long, lift up into the abdomen. Try not to let the abdomen relax and so that the spine is crushing. Wiggle that left foot forward if you need to, and then choosing options, coming down onto the forearms on your blocks or down onto the mat. Again, lifting up through the right hip this time, trying not to drop that right hip down, keeping the pelvic stability. Tucking the back toe, pressing into the toe beds, and then rocking yourself forwards and backwards. And then coming up into high lizard, either on the blocks or the fingertips, sinking hips deeper, opening up through chest, shoulders are drawn back, spine is long. Good. And then release the back knee nice and gently onto the tops of the feet so that you can come back into half splits. Bring the foot into the center line of your mat. Draw the toes up. Lift up from the hips and the belly. Exhale, fold over. Think chin to shin, forehead to toes. And preparing for that transition into side squat, we're going to come forward onto that left foot. You're going to turn the foot back underneath you and then side squat over. Woo! Yeah. Draw the toes up towards the sky. Finding it hard to balance on this side. Think strength into that right ankle and then gently release. Bring the knee down. Be careful of that transition with the knee joint and then step it back. Tabletop and wide leg child's pose. Bring the hands out in front of you to tabletop. Tuck the toes underneath and lift the hips back into down dog. Nice deep exhale. Few breaths here. And start to walk the hands towards the feet at the back of your mat. Take a full fold and start to roll up through the spine. Come into standing. We're going to come into another standing balance. You can always hold on to something. You can use a strap here. We're going to come into hand to big toe. So I'm going to hold on to something whilst I talk. So bringing the right knee up towards you. Just start to circle through the ankle. And then keeping the flexion into the foot, maybe the hands come underneath the sole of your foot. If not, you can still hold on to the thigh or the calf or use the strap. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the leg out in front of you, and then fold over that right leg. Keep the toes up towards the sky. This is your standing forward fold, head to knee. Be strong through that supporting leg. That ankle again is working overtime for you. And gently release, bring yourself back and into center. So again, taking it onto the other side, I'm just swapping so that you can draw the knee up towards you. Start to circle, rotation through the ankle. Use the strap or hold on to the calves. Bend yourself forward so that you can fold over. Maybe the hands come under and you can interlace underneath the sole of the foot. And then you can start to extend the leg out. And that right supporting leg this time, strong through the ankle, shoulders are down. If you're holding onto the calf, that's good. Keep the toes drawn back. And remember, those knees can be bent. Yeah. Deep breaths. Control through the balances. Remember drishti, strength through the feet, the ankle and the legs. Nice and slowly bring yourself back and release into mountain pose. Hands come out to the side of you. Stand nice and tall, and this time draw in Mula Bandha. So we're going to do hand to big toe with Mula Bandha engaged this time. So bringing the right foot up towards the chest. We're going to open the hip out to the side. And again, you can take the two peace fingers on the inside of your big toe. And you can press the sole of the foot out to the side. This is your hand to big toe. That's it. You can always hold on to something, but try to keep that long line down the side of the body. Keep the knee bent if you need to, or you can hold under the sole of your foot. Whoop. Don't look at me as your drishti. Lift up in that left hip. Nice and slowly release, bring yourself back down, mountain pose. Draw in, Mula Bandha. Leg comes in, open through the hip. Maybe hold on to the toes or the sole of the foot and go into the extension, or with bent leg to reach that hand away as balance or hold on to something. Doing great. Wonderful balances today. Stabilize the foot, the ankle, and that supporting leg. And slowly bend, bring it back into center. Release the hands down by the side of the body for mountain pose. Release Mula Bandha. Sometimes Mula Bandha releases by itself because we forget to think about engaging it, but when we've naturally engaged it for our standing balances, it's all good. All right. Oh, sorry, we're at the back of our mat. That's right. Inhale, the arms up. This time, exhale, swan dive, so the chest leads. Push the chin forward, sit bones reach back. Relax through the toes, relax through the soles of your feet. Inhale into your half lift. And exhale, fold. Walk the hands out. Come back into your downward facing dog. And exhale, release both heels together. This time, inhale, right leg up and back behind you, three-legged dog. Turn the toes down towards the mat, press the sole and the heel away, and then open up the hip, keeping the shoulders nice and square to the front of your mat. Lift the right knee up towards the sky. It's that scorpion three-legged dog. Release the left heel down. So you're stretching through the back of the left leg, pressing the chest back towards the thigh. Nice and slowly look forward and then bring your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. This time, turn the heel forward. So winged dragon. And finding those blocks once more. Oops. And gently dropping that back knee down. So we're winging that dragon, we're turning the heel out, turning the toes out. Remember, knee nicely in line with ankle. If you feel that you like to do this, you can come onto the outer edge of your foot so that you can weight down and then the knee goes out to the side. You probably can't see that there actually. Let's show you. So you come onto the outer edge of the foot and there's a lot of weight going in the outer foot. That's always an option. And sink the hips deeper. Hips are nicely opened. Tuck the back toe straight away and lift up. Again, you can have those blocks on any of those levels or down onto the fingertips. And this time we put the left hand down, keep the left leg straight or bent if you like, down to the mat. Reach back with that right arm. Sink the hips deeper. And then bring it forward and plant the back foot and turn the foot into your warrior two position. Windmill the hands up and press through the feet to bring you up to standing to warrior two. Let's find warrior two for 5 breaths. Really draw in Mula Bandha here. Remember that Apana Vayu is that downward force of energy, so we want to keep that seal engaged. Think about the back foot pressing towards the outer edge, rolling it towards the back of the mat. And then windmill the hands over, turn on the back toes. Think every step of the way. There's the hint, step it back. Everything's to do with the feet today. Inhale, left leg up and back, straight three-legged dog first of all. Release the right heel down, stretch through the back of the right leg. Turn the toes of your left foot downwards. Then start to open the knee, the hip. The heel drops towards the cheek of your bottom, that is, not your face. Square the shoulders off, press the chest back towards the thighs. And slowly look forward, bring that winged dragon to the front of your mat. And again, you can choose to come down on the outer edge or just turning the toes out. So keeping nice and high here if you can, and placing that hand down, sweeping that hand back around, reaching. Maybe you see the foot, open and roll the chest. Good. And then from here we come into that warrior two, so hands come down, position the back foot, wiggle the front foot in, and I'm going to turn my back to you, sorry about that. Windmill the hands open and place your warrior two position. Mula Bandha, drawn in. Really work through this posture from feet, ankles, legs, hips, spine, chest, arms, head, and your gaze. And then windmill the hands forward, turn on your back toes, step it back, downward facing dog. Nice deep exhale. Look forward and step the right foot between the hands and turn to the side of your mat. We're coming into wide-legged forward fold. So you're already halfway there. Turn the toes inwards, turn the heels outwards. Bend the knees if you can here or if you need to. And then using the block if you need, again, you can always hold onto that block. So think here that the feet are really strong, the ankles are nice and strong, spine is long, crown of the head reaches away. Start to push the hips backwards. So you're pushing the hips backwards away from the heels, and then bring them forwards, push them backwards. You might find a point of resistance that you won't be able to go back any further, or you'll topple over, and then bring forward. Last time, push the hips back. And come forward. This time, drop the body and engage Mula Bandha. Relax the head down. Draw in. Everything's drawn in for Mula Bandha. And this time, fingertips come to the mat, turn the heels inwards, bend the knees. You're going to drop the hips between the heels, come into that deep goddess squat. Arms come out to the side, knees go wide. Stay for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Go a little lower. And 1. Press through the feet. Mula Bandha's engaged. Draw yourself up. Release the hands. Heel toe the feet into mountain. Woo. And exhale. Well done. Let's come down to seated. Good. So sitting nice and tall, really feel the sit bones underneath you kind of rock from side to side, and you feel those two pointy parts of the pelvis. Sit nice and tall, abdomen is drawing back, navel back to the spine, drawing toes up towards you. Heels may come off of the mat, or you can bend the knees and the heels press in. Inhale the arms up, reach long, nice flat back, fold from the hips, reach the fingers way past the feet, and then come into your fold. Exhale. Feel all of the feet, as well the heels and the legs grounded underneath you. Maybe you need to give yourself a little wiggle to release some of the flesh underneath the buttocks, and exhale a little bit more. Keep drawing those toes back, pressing the soles of the feet away. Nice and slowly roll up through the spine, and then turn the legs outwards and draw the heels into butterfly. Sit nice and tall. Again, fold forward. So you're going to use the elbows, gently press, soles of the feet still connected, and fold forward from the hips. So you may not go too far. It might just be a few inches, but I'd rather you have a nice flat back this time. Feel the toes connecting, soles of the feet and heels. Maybe you can give yourself a little wiggle, release the flesh, come forward a little bit more. Shoulders are away from ears. And then roll up, bring yourself up to seated, bring the right foot, flex through the ankle here, and push the sole of the foot away. So you're sitting nice and tall on the sit bones. This is rocking the baby. So you're drawing that knee backwards and pushing the foot forwards. And then maybe that foot comes into the crook of the elbow, and you can sit nice and tall. This is your deep glute stretch here. Keep a flexion into the foot, so you're pressing the foot against the upper arm. The closer that foot comes in towards the chest, the deeper that's gonna feel. Nice. And then gently release. Left foot comes up. Start to rock, opening through the hips. And again, drawing the toes back so that you can flex through the ankle, pressing away through the sole of the foot. And maybe, this one's tricky for me, this side, or get it into the elbow socket. If not, it's okay. It can certainly be held by the hand. And sitting nice and tall. Whew. This is a big stretch. So this is all working through the outer hip, those glutes, pressing that sole of the foot into the hands or the crook of the elbow. And gently release. So placing the soles of the feet down onto the mat this time. Sitting nice and tall, and then taking a nice slow roll down through the spine. So tucking the pelvis underneath you, navel draws back to spine. Feel the feet are grounded, and take it slowly to roll down. Draw the knees in towards the chest and start to roll out through the spine. And just notice how the spine feels, because everything is obviously connected. So when we do work with the feet and the legs, the spine is obviously working for us as well. Place the soles of the feet down. And take a look and see where the feet are in position to the knees. So turn the heels out slightly. The toes are pointing forward. Palms of the hands come down by the side of your body. And just draw in here, Mula Bandha. So draw in, find the breath. Steady and slow, even breath. Keeping Mula Bandha engaged. And then gently release everything. Twice more, draw in Mula Bandha. Breathing. And release. And last time, draw in. So it doesn't feel quite like a clenching, it's quite like a drawing. So it should be quite comfortable to hold Mula Bandha and still breathe and still be able to move. And keeping that Mula Bandha engaged, we're going to lift the pelvis, lift up into bridge. So really plant the feet, plant the heels, press through the palms. Mula Bandha is definitely engaged here. And if you wish to, you can roll onto the back, the outer edges of your shoulders by interlacing the fingers underneath you, pressing the upper arms, forearms, and knuckles in towards the mat. Feel the feet are pressing away. And slowly release and take your time to roll down shoulders, upper, middle, and lower back and pelvis. And take the legs straight up to the sky. Take that dead bug moment. Again, introduce the arms. Spread the shoulders. Let the shoulders drop and spread underneath you. Fingertips reach to the sky, toes reach to the sky, and then circle ankles and wrists. Try to get some rhythm or coordination. They're all working independently, but they are doing the same things at the same time. Circle inwards. And then find stillness. Close the eyes if you wish to. Navel draws into spine, spine into mat. Now engage Mula Bandha in dead bug. Find the breath. And then lowering the left leg all the way to the mat. Keep the right leg in towards the chest. Give it a squeeze. This time, exhale, extend the leg up towards the sky, and then flex into the ankles, pressing both of the feet away from you. Now lift the body up towards that leg. This is your standing, what would have been your standing forward bend over that right leg. Draw the elbows in towards the knee and the shin and calf. Draw the body up and try to keep the leg where it is as you start to roll the shoulders and the back and the head back down to the mat. Keep those toes turning up. Flexion into the ankle, deep exhale, draw those toes further towards the back of your head. From here, we're going to take it out to the side, so opening that leg out, stabilize through the left hip. This was your standing hand to big toe 2, maybe holding on to that big toe using a strap or the outer edge of your foot. And then bending at the knee, bring the sole of the foot across your left thigh and open the hip. So keep that foot flexed. The heel is just above the kneecap. That's kind of your tree pose, but we take it in a different way so that we can open up that right thigh and right hip here. Arms might be out to the side, both feet still flexed. Try to relax in that underneath glute of the right leg. And gently lift the knee and release into Shavasana. Shimmy and shake out as you need. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out. Both legs, both arms go up to the sky. Flex through the feet. And as you lower the right leg, keep the left leg bent and in towards the chest. Nice deep exhale as you press. Deep inhale. Next exhale, extend the leg up towards the sky, holding on to toes, ankle, calves or strap. Toes are turning back towards you. Foot is flexed, and then lift the body up towards the leg. Draw the elbows in towards the leg. Keep reaching that right leg away. Keep lifting up towards the leg and keep the leg where it is if you can. Breathe out, start to roll down through the spine, shoulder blades, back of the head comes down. Take a nice deep breath in, a nice deep breath out. Maybe think about drawing those toes back behind you. Deeper stretch into that left leg, and then exhale, open it out to the side. Right arm can come out to the side to stabilize you or onto that right hip. Pressing the soles of the feet away, toes are drawing back on both legs. Bending at the knee, keeping that flexion. That left foot goes over the right thigh, just above the knee. And come into that tree pose. Let the left knee release as much as you can out to the side. And then lifting the leg, sending it all the way along the mat into Shavasana. Release the feet, give them a shake. Shake the legs, the hips, the pelvis, the waist, the shoulders. Give the hands a wiggle, move the head from side to side, and then prepare to come into Shavasana. Whatever you need to do before you come and lie down, make yourself warm, comfortable. And you can always take your Shavasana with the soles of the feet on the mat, if you like that, or into your butterfly. So lying down now in your final posture, your resting posture of Shavasana. And our journey begins here. We start as a seed, like a historical taproot. This mula carries the energy of our pasts from one generation to the next, and within its kernel lie the joys, triumphs, fears, and karmas of our ancestors. It is our umbilical cord to our DNA, our primary tribe, our heritage, and it is the bridge between animal consciousness and human form. Muladhara takes root at conception and develops in our first year. At birth, we slip from our primary home and into the arms of our caregivers as we prepare to create our roots here on earth. The first chakra is the most important, for it forms the base from which all the other chakras will develop. Within this storehouse lies the genesis for all we will become and all we have ever been. This center is our psychological and emotional home and is concerned with meeting our basic needs or physical survival. As babies, our programmed survival revolves around receiving care. If the seed of this energy center lands on fertile soil, we learn how to feel at home in our bodies and develop a sense of trust and safety towards the world around us. Tap into the power of the Muladhara lifeline when you feel fearful, uprooted, unbalanced, pulled in many directions, or you are standing on the precipice of life. The anchoring qualities that it will tether you back to safety and chaperone you away from fear. The Muladhara will remind you of your center, that you are enough and that you do belong. The Muladhara is the life raft for your survival and a reminder of how far you have already come. Take a few deeper breaths now to bring awareness back into your surroundings, your mat and your body lying on your mat. Bring soft and gentle movement into the hands, the head, and the feet. As you take your time to stretch, draw the knees in, roll, massage out, Whatever you need to do to awaken. And just taking your time to bring yourself up to seated, sitting in butterfly pose, soles of the feet connected. Hands come into Anjali Mudra at heart center and sit really nice and tall here as you start to feel your sit bones rooting you to the earth. Taking note of how you feel. Taking note of how your legs, your ankles and your feet now feel after spending some time pampering, paying attention and giving them a little workout in practice. Remind yourself of your intention and how that intention may be transferable into your evening or the week ahead. And always remember our Muladhara, our first chakra, allowing us to feel grounded, balanced, stable and steady at times of need. Always remember to thank yourselves for practice. I thank you, and namaste.